Hey everybody, John Abigail here. Hello and good evening. Greetings from Gary, Indiana. Alright, once again today it is Saturday, October 12, 2019. Local time is 7:22. Temperature is 53 degrees. And we're continuing our journey to Shawano, Wisconsin. But first, we're going to try to make it home for tonight. Sheboygan from here is 194 miles, roughly 3.5 hours or less. That's without traffic and detours. We are currently traveling on Interstate 80 and 94, westerly bound. Coming up to exit 6, that's Burr Street. That's where the TA and the Pilot truck stops are. I would say that is probably, pretty sure of it, that is the first truck stop I've ever come across, I've ever used. The first truck stop that I've been in when I started my truck driving career 28 years ago, because I used to work for CRST down here by Schererville, Indiana. What is the name of that? Let's see, Indianapolis Boulevard, I think it'd be. Yeah, I think that's it. It's Highway 41. That I'm pretty sure of. Yeah, CRST was the first truck driving company that I worked for. And their terminal is down by Schererville. Long time ago. I remember they had, it was next to some kind of a mini golf course kind of thing, I think. But from what I heard, they're no longer there. Those were the days of cab overs. Back then, the hottest truck in the fleet was a International Eagle cab over. Boy, if you were driving one of those things, you felt like you were driving a Peterbilt. I mean, for a rookie, of course, you know. Of course, we didn't know any better. But as far as fleet spirit goes, yeah, you were a big shot when you were driving one of those. I think because they had good air conditioning, cruise control. Yep, I think the biggest part of the International Eagle was the cruise control. Before that, there were no cruise control. But of course, you could always go to a truck stop and buy yourself an idle stick or an idle rod. What it was a rod or a stick that puts the pedal to the ground, and there was a lever that held against up your dash, and that was your cruise control. The only problem is if you suddenly had to brake and come to a complete stop, you usually got into trouble if you forgot to take the stick out of the pedal. Oh man, I wish I had one of those things up till today. It'd be one of those picture moment, like they do in the telephone with the dial pads. Like, can anybody know what this is? Say, anybody tell what this is? Or I bet most people now wouldn't even know what that is. How many of you out there have that idle stick or idle rod? I bet you some of your old timers probably have some of those. I don't know how we survived trucking back then. No GPS, no cell phone. Get this, you go to a shipper or a receiver, right? Or a truck stop. That'd be like 20 or 30 pay phones along the wall in truck stops. And that's how you got your load. You called the office, you had your notepad ready, and every day you had to go and do a check call, give them your mileage, your location. You had to call your dispatch all the time. Sometimes there'd be a line of people waiting on the phone. And then that's the way you got to directions. That's how you called the brokers. Fun days. Not. I guess the biggest pet peeve that I had back then is which I never really got used to, is the doghouse on cab overs. Oh man, they were very, very cumbersome. Doghouse was basically an engine cover, and it got hot. Welcome to Illinois, everyone. There's a big, deep dip right here. Watch it. There. Now, I don't know why they can't fix that. I just, for the life of me, that dip has been there for as long as they have made this road. I don't know why they refuse to fix it. It's actually a launch point. There goes another one. Here goes another one right here. Oh. you can see that on the camera, but it's pretty rough. Anywho, all right, I think this is Lansing, Illinois. Can't wait to get home. I think my plan for the night is to get home, season the meat, put it on the smoker for about 3-5 hours. Just put it on smoke. Get up, set the alarm, get up and put it on 225. Slower the better. I'll put it on 225 until I leave tomorrow morning. I'm probably going to leave the house at about 9. Then I'll put that on 250, I think. And it should be done by the time I get back from Shawano. Somebody requested a very, very long video tonight going through Chicago. So, Gary, this video is for you. Any complaints about this video, talk to Gary. This is his idea. I hope there's no traffic in downtown Chicago tonight. That would be really nice. So, how many of you have been hooked on Nora Lee's video, Itchy Boots? Somebody asked me today, hey, I can't find the biker channel. You know how to spell itchy, like your feet is itchy, your head is itchy, itching, itchy. Itchy Boots. She's got a third video out, season 2. I think she already arrived in Buenos Aires. came across another biker YouTuber. I think they were Germans, but they had some really, really epic looking pictures, videos. It's a male and female duo. I can't remember the name of their channel. I'll have to look it up. But they had some amazing pictures of snow-capped mountains. You know what? I'm actually wearing a jacket right now. Temperature is 54 degrees. I tell you, I'm dreading this winter coming up. I step out of the truck today and only to be blasted with a very cold, strong wind right on my face. And then I remember last year, I step out of my truck, I was blasted with cold air, snow, ice, minus 10 degree weather. Your skin are crawling and your bones are shivering. Eesh. I don't know, man. I just don't look forward to winters anymore. I don't think I ever did, but it seems like the older I get, the more I dread it. The older I get, the colder it gets, I guess. Which reminds me, I gotta go home and start packing my winter clothes and back in the truck. One of the things that I gotta bring with me is my Russian-looking winter hat. Maybe some overalls. I still have long johns here, so we're good with that. And I think I'm gonna need to buy a pair of snow boots, because the Sorels that I have at the house has actually got a tear. It ain't waterproof anymore. I kind of like the way, I kind of like that boots that Larry lent me when we were snowmobiling. They were very, very comfortable boots. For that, I'm going to need to go to Fleet Farm. Another high beamers right behind me. People are just driving with their high beams on. boss is full of pellets still. If not, there's I think there was a bucket full of pellets. So I think we're good. Man, I miss my Toyota Sequoia. That was the best car I've ever had. Plenty of power, plenty of room. It drove really nice on snow. But it was 17 years old. Well, 16, I think. The only thing that went bad on that car was a wheel seal. Oh no, a wheel bearing. Toyota had a recall on that particular bearing. That was it. Other than change the tires, change the brakes. Never had any major issues with it. All right, welcome to Chicago, Illinois, everybody. From what I heard, you could correct me if I'm wrong. From what I heard, the nickname the Windy City is in reference to politics, not the weather. You know, like politicians are very winded. Is that true? Just taking it easy. have noticed that when somebody is in front of you, the more you try to flash them to get them, move aside, the longer they'll stay there. Normally, I'll just hang back, don't flash the lights, don't. And eventually, they seem to respond better that way. Taking the toll road, right? But somehow the drive that I have to show you downtown Chicago overrules my judgment. Thinking, hey, it's Saturday, it's 7:50 p.m. How bad could it get? It's Saturday, so let's go. But in the back of my head, like, yeah, you better not go there. Man, if I had a dime for every time I listened to my intuition, right? I mean, think about it. I think most of you can identify on that. That little voice in the back of our head, that little angel on our shoulder, figure of speech. I wonder how different our lives would have been if we listened to every intuition's little voice, that instinct that we have. What would happen if you listen to your instinct and intuition? I don't even know if they're the same, one and the same. But what would happen if you were to listen to each and every one of them, Oh my. Regret. I have a few. By the way, you know what the number one song in hell is? Come on, take a guess. I did it my way. I mean, there's got to be nothing better than a team song in hell than that song. Don't get me wrong, that's a very catchy tune. I grew up on that thing, you know. That's a karaoke. One of the best songs in karaoke bars. Regret, I have a few, but do it all. What do we have here? Yeah, oh, it's a bus. No, it is a bus, but it's moving. Come on, car. Come on, car. Come on, car. Now flash your lights, car. Come on. Flash your lights like you're a truck driver. Oh, car. Big brouhaha there. Nothing serious. I don't see any major wreckage. Well, some people drive with their high beams on, some people drive without their lights on. Like this vehicle right next to me right here. Watch it, watch it. There, no headlights. Well, that was exciting. I should have taken. I was really tempted to take the express lane, but yeah. I didn't want anybody on YouTube to get a heart attack, right? There was a time when the local lanes right here was closed, so all traffic had to use the express lanes. I heard something, a very profound statement today that said, Jesus plus something equals nothing. Jesus plus nothing is everything. Now, how many of you out there understand that? Or don't understand it, actually? For those of you who do not understand, write me a comment. I'd be glad to explain it to you. Well, it turned out to be a beautiful evening here in Chicago, Illinois. There you go, a straight truck and express lanes. I don't know if they're allowed over there or not. There's the old Sears Tower, commonly known now as the Willis Tower. By the way, I don't know why, but this load of chicken is usually set at 25 degrees. But this one, they called it for 20 degrees. I don't know why that is. You would think it'd be frozen. I think it would be safe to tell you now. My first year here with ADL, when I was doing this dedicated chicken load, I think the first year that I did this load, I ended up coming home with, for the whole year, I probably ended up coming home with about 12,000 pounds of fresh dressed chicken. I tell you, the freezer downstairs were jam-packed. Every time I brought chicken home, you know how you feed your kids McDonald's all week and they say, again?
Sorry.
We had so much chicken, I think the kids were starting to grow feathers and beaks. But we mostly give it away to most of the Filipino community, in Sheboygan. A couple of times I brought it to our church. What else? Donated it to a Thai restaurant. We had so much chicken, it wasn't even funny no more. What happened was I would deliver these loads, and somehow the box would get crunched, and they would leak. Now, if there was a box on top that leaked, that means the whole pallet had to go, because the rest of it was contaminated, even though there was perfectly nothing wrong with the chicken. But just because the juice came out of it and started trickling down the boxes, they had to reject it, according to the USDA. Oh, I can't tell you the number of things that I brought home from trucking. Let's see. A whole pallet full of Whisk detergent soap. The powder kind. I brought home a whole pallet full of that. I tell you what, my stepmom was detergent free for about 2 years. One time I came home with, goodness, I would say about 1,200 dozens of eggs. Because again, if there's a broken egg in the whole pallet, they had to reject all that stuff. Because, egg has salmonella and all that stuff. We had so much egg, man, we couldn't give them away fast enough. Eggs for breakfast, eggs for lunch. What else? Came home with a couple of, maybe a dozen big boxes of chocolates. Funny thing, I never came home with a TV. No, I just had to go this way. Well, the least you can do is give this video a thumbs up, subscribe and comment and share these videos. Local time is 8:07. 59 degrees. Well, Gary, this is your fault. You just had to request a very long video of Chicago. Saturday, people. Don't you guys ever stay home? You know, come to think of it, this far leftist Democrats that are calling for the new Green Deal, I'm actually for it. Get rid of all the cars as long as they don't touch the trucks. I don't know. I don't understand the logic of the new Green Deal. They want to get rid of all the combustion engines. And I think, in my opinion, these people that are advocating for these new Green Deals, they probably don't even understand how an engine works. And they're out there in the forefront trying to make laws. Kind of like, you know, people are trying to make truck laws, rules and regulations. They're not even truck drivers, and they're making laws about trucks and hours of service. Oh, that's right, they have a diploma. I forgot about those diploma. My bad. You know, my dad always said diplomas are made for one thing. Hang them on the wall of your outhouses. Yeah, they were only good for one thing as far as my dad's concerned. Hang them in your bathroom, right? And put in case of emergency. In case you run out of toilet paper. Just about to say, finally it's breaking loose. $90 million Powerball. Yikes. 90 million, you're probably going to get about 50 or 60 million out of that, right? So let's just say 60 million. You multiply that by 52. So 60 by 52 is how many million? There are 52 pesos, Philippine peso, to $1 US. So 1 million is absolutely, actually it's 50, yeah, 52. So $1 million is 52 million pesos. Man, I think you could buy an island with that kind of money. I don't understand why you would want to, though. Just for the sake of conversation, let's just say you had $60 million. What would you do? Would you buy a whole big house, a big ranch, a big farm? Would you buy stuff? Or would you just travel the world? I don't know, buy a jet and just travel all over the world with it. Don't buy a house, don't buy a car, just go travel. Why do people their first instinct when they win the lottery is to buy a big piece of land, to buy a property? I mean, there's I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just asking a question. There's something about owning a property, I guess. Is that a kind of an anchor? You have an anchor? I'm just thinking, okay, why not go live in a fancy hotel? Room service. Nothing to tie you down. But I think it's in our DNA, I think it is. It's in our nature to buy a piece of land, buy a piece of house. I don't know, I would probably I'd probably buy a big boat. And sail around the world with it. I mean, I'm talking about a power boat, not a sailboat. But then again, buy yourself a Gulfstream. You know, one of the things that I've been daydreaming about, when I'm driving down the road in an open road, nothing else but my thoughts, I always thought if I had that kind of money, I'd go one of these public school, high schools, and I would set up some kind of a trust where if you have a very bad grade, and as long as you can bring that grade up, now you have to have bad grades from the start. I mean, you can't have good grades and then go bad and then good. They were good. What I'm trying to say is, get these students with bad grades, encourage them to, you know, do better, and then once they can achieve certain grades, let them have the right to use a car and pay them money to learn. If they fall behind, then they lose the car, they lose the allowance. It just seems to me that the world system now is people with good grades are the one being rewarded. It would be nice if somebody came up and say, hey, I'll buy your grades for so amount of money and amount of car, incentive. I think a lot of students would strive a lot harder. And yes, if they wish to, they can be provided with tutors, private lessons. For example, if I was to go to North High School in Sheboygan, and I would have 100 cars sitting out there, or say, hey, if anyone reaches to this grade, there'll be a certificate that you can go to a dealership and pick a car of your own choosing. But I'm sure somebody will find a way to ruin it, right? Somebody always does. And to top it off, not only they get a car of their choosing, an allowance, but of course all tuition will be paid for, college tuitions. Dreaming, must be dreaming. It never hurts to dream. Is there a limit to the number of children a person can adopt? I wonder what the highest record is. Isn't it George Foreman has a lot of adopted kids? I think all his kids are named George. Go around the world and open up orphanages. I don't think there's enough money for one person to do that, right? Reminds me of a TV show, MASH. Now, how many of you out there remember the episode where there was a kid that was dropped off at the MASH unit, and this kid, this kid was half American, half Korean, and according to the storyline is, I hate to use the word half-breed, but I suppose the storyline dictates that a half-breed child back in the Korean War was almost always not accepted in society. And so Hawkeye and BJ, they went up to the Korean Army, Korean Corps. They went to the American trying to get this kid to go to the America. Finally, the only place that they could find that was suitable for this child was a monastery. And it was one of those revolving doors that you put this child on this revolving doors, and then you turn this door, and somebody on the other side of the wall receives the child, and none of them ever see the other side. Now, how many of you remember that episode? I tell you, I cried on that episode. That was something else. MASH 4077. Now, that was a TV show that the whole family watched in my generation. My dad started it. Every time it came on, man, we were all glued to the TV. Oh, I cried like a little girl at the last episode of that show. That was crazy. You know, that's got to be one of my bucket lists, is to visit the film location of MASH somewhere out in California. If you type in on YouTube film location MASH 4077, somebody did a video on that. It's really, really eerie and creepy. But yeah, you could tell that, you know, those white rocks are still there. sign still there. I think it's still the best TV show ever. David Ogden Stiers, who played Charles Emerson Winchester III, died just this year, I think. Or was it last year? Yeah, Trapper John also died 2016, 17. Let's see, there's Mike Farrell, Hot Lips Houlihan, Radar still alive, Klinger still alive, Hawkeye's still alive, Kelly's still alive. Sidney Friedman died, though. What's his real name? Bacchus something? I can't remember. Oh, they closed his room. Welcome to the Illinois Toll Road. By the way, I do not have my high beams on, so don't worry, okay? I'll prove it to you. We'll take this all the way up to the Wisconsin state line. That way Gary can have his heart fulfilled. All right, Gary. By the way, I'm gonna say something in Bisaya, and this is for Partial Bohol. Doy, panghatag ng kalamay doy. Padali may kalamay diri sa Amerika bay kay di may kalamay diri doy. Sa akong pag-ingon lagi nimo, ako nag-antos ko tumang kagwapo. Gwapohon diay. Kani mga gwapohon. Mangud na sa magulang na sa pangit. Bida doy ayo dia doy. Matay bay na palay paagi bay paanhi na ako tanan mga Pilipino diri sa Amerika. Mananghid ako ni Yuyu Trump. Pero ang problema lagi diya kay pagpista na lagi dayon sa Bohol, manguli malagi dayon tanan. Malunod ang eroplano. Hey. Alright, I am back. Alright, there's an island of Bohol in the Philippines. Okay, this island is probably a little bit bigger than Cabiguin Island, or the same. Cabiguin Island is 64 kilometers around, with about 7 volcanoes. It's a good size, but yet small. Anyway, the island of Bohol. Now, the people in Bohol are called Boholanos. Now, they are renowned in the Philippines to migrate to different parts of the Philippines for employment. In fact, they've been known to be everywhere in every corner of the world. So anyway, it's kind of a Filipino joke that let me begin this by saying, in Bohol, every barrio, every municipality has a fiesta, and it starts in May, I believe. From one town celebrates the saint patrons of saint, because it's a Catholic system. And once that town is done, the next town after that is another fiesta. So basically the fiesta goes all around the island. Ooh, I thought it was gonna. So basically, Boholanos are known that every May, every year, wherever they're at, they will save all their earnings, all their money for the whole year, so that come by May, they're gonna try to go home and celebrate, and the fiesta. They will be there for the whole month. And so it's kind of a running joke that if you hire a Boholano, the chances are they're nowhere going to be found in the month of May, because they will go home for the fiestas. And it's a sight to behold to see the Boholanos go home, because usually the ferries are really small and they are usually overpacked. They will just, man, they will just gather and go home and have the time of their lives. It's almost kind of like a migration kind of a deal thing. Well, let me use the analogy of the salmon. Yeah. You know, they will swim upstream in extreme measures to go and to the place where they were hatched. And of course, they don't go home to die, not like the salmons, but same thing. It's always been joked around at the end of the month of May, the whole island of Bohol is in danger of sinking. Yeah. I think Hartchill's gonna be so mad at me now. Have you ever heard of a clan or a group of people that do that? Fiesta in the Philippines is a really big thing. Every barrio, every municipality, they celebrate their fiesta. In my barrio, they celebrate the patron saint San Roque. I don't know what that is in English. I never could figure that out. Senor San Roque. Danny Elrod, Eli Cirque, and David B. Good evening to each and every one of you. Alright, we got about 15 miles to the Wisconsin border. I can't wait to step back in Wisconsin. Let that ring in your ear. Wisconsin. Wisconsin. But then again, a Filipino would pronounce it Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Taga-asa ka? Taga-Wisconsin eh. Siyalan ba di ay? Archel, balag ko pre, basta ang sa katawan sinapihan. Yeah. Alright, welcome to Lake Forest, Illinois. Coming up is the Lake Forest Oasis. We are down to 128 miles to Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Wisconsin. already mapped it out. And there is a road closure. I plan to take 94 west to the 7-mile road, take it east, and then take 32 north. Hopefully that will work out. Coming up to our right is called a place called Lamb's Farm. I don't know what it is. Some kind of a tourist kind of a thing. Lamb's Farm. Windy out there right now. Question for you. Let's just say you had a dream. In this dream, you were given a lottery number. And in the dream, given strict instruction to buy a lottery with that number, and if you win it, you could only keep $2,000 out of what, 20, 30, 50 million dollars. What would you do? And of course, in the dream, there would be consequences. Yeah, there's got to be a consequence to the dream, right? Because it wouldn't be, I don't know, worth it. So let's just say you had a dream. You're given a lottery number, and again, you have to give it all away except for $2,000. And if you decide to keep it or keep more than what you're told, you would lose 3 of your family members. I know some of you are probably thinking, that's not a bad idea. Shame on you. And it's okay, let's change the consequences to you would lose the number one person that you love most in this world. Yeah, some of you are probably thinking, not really. But still, would you do it? Let's just say you bought the lottery ticket, you won it. Now you're thinking, oh boy, is that dream really for real? It's been real so far. Now would I risk Now, what if it was your life? Or you would lose an arm and an eye or a leg or whatever. A personal loss to you. A bodily injury or death. Would you at least think twice before violating the agreement? I wonder how many people would actually obey it. I mean, think about it. All you had was $3 that day. Basically, somebody asked you to buy a lottery and gave you $2,000 for it. That's not a very bad job. I mean, that's a pretty good pay, right? I mean, that's a very, very, very profitable income for the amount of work that you did. All you had to do was go to the store, buy the lottery ticket, and you earned $2,000. I mean, look at us truck drivers. We'd be willing to drive a truck all the way to California for much less than that. So if somebody told you to go to the store and buy something for $2,000, that's pretty good. If you look at it in that kind of a perspective. But why is it so it suddenly changes when it comes to, I mean, it shouldn't matter what you bought, right? It should not matter what you went to the store and bought. You were asked to do a job for $2,000. Regardless, you should be happy for doing that. But I know I can testify in my own heart that would be very, very difficult. To give, $50 million away. So what does that come out to? The love of money, the greed, the disbelief? Why would we feel that way? I mean, I would imagine you would probably feel the same way I do. And I think sadly, for the most part, we'd all, for the most part, a lot of people would keep it, right? I mean, there's always that reality. But I'm sure there are a few would probably do it. So how many of the few would actually do it? And oh yeah, to make it more interesting, you can't tell anyone. You can't tell a soul that why you have to give it away. Not a single soul. Oh, can you imagine the hate of your friends and family if you ever decide to do it? People would hate you forever if you give it all away and just kept $2,000. I don't know why I come up with all these ideas. I really don't. Maybe because of sheer boredom, or I suspect it's immaturity. I don't know. I'm almost turning to 52 years old, and I don't feel a day older than 16. Yeah. Oh, I can feel the aches, and sometimes I look at my hand and like, whose hands are these? These are not my hands, all wrinkled. Who are you? I can see the aches, I can see the stretches, feel the aches, but still, I don't feel like I'm 52 years old. Now, for those of you who are much older than I am, is that always going to be the case? Oh, look at me I'm already doing research about how to get old, or what it is to get old. Now, for those of you who are almost older than dirt, are you still in your mind and your heart, are you still growing old, or you've reached, you're always 18, 19, or 20-year old? What age do you feel? All right, write on the comment section how old you are and how old do you think you feel. Yahoo! Looks like the Badger coop is closed. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, Mr. Postman. Hey man, I've had a lot of fun. So we'll catch you guys later. Gary, this is all your fault. I'm telling you. All the hate mail and troll, address it to Gary. This is all his fault. Welcome to Wisconsin, everybody. From here we have 109 miles to Sheboygan. Again, as always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you in joining me in glorifying the Lord Jesus Christ, who said, love your enemy, forgive your enemy, pray for your enemy. He forgives, acts like God.